And for the purpose of possible discussion later, I would like to read a paragraph from the Washington County News entitled "The First Public Hearing Notice, CBDE Grant," $600,000 grant, which I'm sure everybody on the council is aware of, most people here are aware of. And it was published July 6, 2011, and it's on page 7. I have the papers here, so I will just read directly from the paragraph. There's more to this. I just want to read the paragraph. And it has to do with the categories of activities that this grant can be used for. So the categories of activities which these grants, for which these funds may be used for, are the areas of housing, neighborhood revitalization, commercial revitalization, or economic development, and include such improvement activities as acquisition of real property, loans to private or profit business, purchase of machinery and equipment, construction of infrastructure, rehabilitation of houses and commercial buildings, and energy conservation. That's the point that I want to deal on tonight, is energy conservation. I'm sure you're all aware of all of what this grant can be used for, and obviously make decisions. And I'll include the rest of the paragraph that additional information regarding the range of activities that may be undertaken will be provided at the public hearing, which we had 2 weeks ago. For each activity that is proposed, at least 7% of the funds will benefit low and moderate income persons. All right, that concludes the statement. And what I would like to do is, I say I because I haven't talked to anybody about it. I would prefer we, you know. I would like to ask the council and the advisory committee members to reconsider use of part of the grant. Reliably on a time basis and so forth, and as far as getting the application in and so forth, I'm on to take the grant. And as it stands now, all of the grant, I think, has been delegated for 34,000 lineal feet of water pipe, let's say, or water system. I would propose, if all possible, that you reconsider and go maybe 17,000 to 20,000 square feet on the water pipe, and maybe pick up the rest of it on the next grant here. So, I mean, get away from what I was reading right now, but you know, we were all under a lot of pressure. We don't have a lot of trouble getting you well come on. I understand it's not a whole. There's not a whole lot of problems. That doesn't say that our infrastructure doesn't need to be repaired. But bottom line is, I want you to consider the energy conservation as part of the priority too, if at all possible. And you know, I'm going to get into the reasons. There are reasons, but for the purpose of this conversation, I don't want to only deal with one reason. You know, and maybe other people see other reasons, and maybe not. The reason we're asking for this to be done has to do with our sewer and water rates. We're all familiar with what's been happening with the sewer and water rates, and this is something that was happening prior, because the rates went up prior to, I think, 3 of you being on the council now, or 3 of you being on the council. And they've been up, you know, again, and now possibly, you know, we don't know why. You know, I've been to the workshops and so forth, but, and you know, there's some questions that maybe, you know, what are we going to do? I'm not proposing an easy solution. I'm just trying to come up with maybe another solution to this. Okay, I'll get back where I was reading. Having attended council meetings and workshops, it's very noticeable of the concerns of all of you on what possibilities could be done to help the citizens of Vernon, especially the elderly, the disabled, who might be on a fixed income. The energy conservation part to help with the savings created by the updates that would conserve energy, thus lowering power bills. I hope you understand what I'm talking about, because I think y'all are in the process of getting an energy grant now. And probably where that will lower your energy costs. I think that consideration itself alone should be a reason to consider using this part of this grant money to help some of the people who need it the most. And I think in conclusion what I would say is after any discussion, and the decision is not to go forward, I would say not to go forward with this grant application for whatever reason. I think it would be wise to consider this in any recent grant cycle or your next grant cycle. To consider the energy conservation part of it. What that will do, what it can do, it's going to vary from different individuals. It will vary. But depending on what is done to your home to bring the energy conservation down. It could be heating and air. It could be insulation. It could be double pane windows. It could be all of the above. But by doing that, I think that all of us would conclude that if you drop, I'm just going to take some figures. They're going to be low figures, and I don't have any figures to back this up, so I'm going to be conservative. But if you do something like this, and obviously you're following definitely the guidelines of what the grant money is to be useful. And of course, like I said, there are a lot of priorities. There are a lot of things that need to be done. But I know the concern that y'all have expressed at the meeting. But bottom line is, I think this is something that could be done and should be done. And if it only saves, let me give you a color analogy. If I'm paying $30 more now, I'll just use that figure. And you charge me $40, you raise my rates. You got to. I think everybody can figure out what that is. All right. You raise my rates, that money goes into city costs. You raise my rates. It does, right? The energy conservation is not cost the city a thing. The money that any individual that is fixed for the energy conservation part of this, which is several depending on how much money is available and so forth. And I'm sure several people qualify that need it. If they save $15 on energy that month, then they've got the same amount of money spent. Or 10 versus 15, they got $5 more to spend. So you're raising the rate, and it's kind of like I used to call it intangible. The person's not seeing the money, but it's there in savings. It's there in savings. It gives an individual more to spend. Thank you.